Hello everybody. I just woke up, so I haven't changed or anything from yesterday. That's why we're wearing the same shirt, whatever. I'll change in a minute. Today we've got Gonemage. Gonemage is, best as I can describe, a new metal band. And before you freak out and go, new metal's not metal, new metal's all bad, new metal's blah blah blah. I've listened to Gonemage before. I can't remember exactly which record or songs or whatever. The way I would describe what I've heard so far is sort of akin to older Slipknot, which I think is okay. It's like decent. Obviously, past Iowa, you kind of get a little iffier, although there's some standout songs here and there. I'm not going to say that I dislike everything Slipknot's ever done. However, I'm not a fan of new metal. Can't really care for a lot of it. Your Korns, your Limp Bizkits, what have you. However, on this album, the artist, whose name escapes me at the moment, even though I follow him on Twitter, and that's kind of where I found him from. Anyway, I don't remember his name, but he has described this album as new metal meets black metal. So, me being a black metal fan, and a artist that dabbles in black metal here and there, I did want to check this one out for curiosity's sake. I think there was a lot of unnecessary blowback from certain people and groups on Twitter. I don't like rules, especially in music and art. I think that's stupid. And I think, as a controversial opinion that I have, I think the black metal purists, what have you, I think they're, from a fan standpoint, I think it's great to have hardcore fans. You have it in all kinds of genres. However, I think this idea that, black metal has to sound a certain way, it has to sound like Burzum, or it has to sound like Mayhem, or it has to sound like Dark Throne or Emperor in order to be legit or true or what have you. I think it's a little less serious than that. The sort of rabid nature of the fan base, I think, leads to very dedicated fans. So, can't knock them too much, even if it is a little, Anyway, we're going to check out this song. It is called Bouncing Scroll. It's the second track off Spell Piercings. I don't know which songs to listen to. Maybe we'll listen to more than one. But we're going to start with Bouncing Scroll, see what's up. But from what I gather, it's not going to be like a lot of rapping new metal. It's going to be more like the just heavy, groovy, Slipknot-y stuff. Slipknot didn't really rap either. That hip-hop quality, I don't know. The genre itself is kind of strange. I almost feel like Slipknot doesn't really belong in new metal that much. It's just that they have the tropes, right, of the DJ scratching and shit like that. I think that's kind of why they get lumped in. I don't know what I would call them otherwise, but anyway, I'm rambling. Let's check out Bouncing Scroll. And Gary Brentz is the name of the guy who's behind this band. It says it on the side now. Okay, maybe this is more new metal than I was expecting. Oh, I did say it was also like chiptune-y, so that old Nintendo sound or whatever you want to call it. This is definitely more hip-hop than what I've heard before. It's a little bit more like Ghost Maiden and shit like that. I will say I like the drums quite a bit. I like the sound of it. It's kind of cool. And his harsh vocals are really good. I guess it's just not quite what I was expecting. This part sort of sounds like a SVNEATR riff, kind of. Okay, before the next one plays. Not what I was expecting, actually. This one is a little bit more like Korn. I actually kind of liked it. I don't think it's bad. I think, like I said, I think it just kind of caught me off guard. I don't hear the black metal in it, really, besides the vocal. So I kind of want to check another song just to hear. But I'm starting to think maybe that moniker doesn't really apply. I think creative, it's really cool. It's got a lot of interesting ideas. And sort of the way things are coming in and out with the electronic chiptune sounds and the groovy heavy guitars, and then sort of that high trem pick shit, almost like a panic chord, but not quite. I think if it was just straight up new metal, it would probably combining those two guitars into one would sound a little bit more typical. You know, if you had like the dun 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 wah dun 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 wah, like it would be very, if you had those two layers kind of from one guitar, it would sound much more typical, I think. So, you know, I actually think the song's kind of cool. But, yeah, I'm not really hearing the black metal too much in this one. But let's try another one. We'll just pick a random one. Let's go Tattered Cloak as well. Okay, so let's try Tattered Cloak, just to see. More electronic drums this time, at least for the intro. Good vocal melody. He does have really good, like, clean sounding vocals. It's interesting. It's very different. Very dense guitars. That melody is very sort of like pop punky to me. This part is a little bit more black metal, but I think it's just because it's, I don't know. I'll talk more about that later. The layering of this vocals is really cool. Part feels like video game music to me. Like it would be like Mortal Kombat, or what was that one with like, it was like King Kong fighting like giant lizards and shit. Rampage? I don't remember. Something like that. So that was Tattercloak. I like that song too. I think that one had some more elements of black metal, kind of. I'm not. Yeah, it's not really giving me personally much of a black metal vibe. It's still cool. I actually like it more than I think that I thought I would. I think it is quite a bit different than whatever I'd heard before, whatever one that was. Where it was a little bit more like Slipknot, kind of. This one, I think, takes some inspiration and stuff from that, but it sounds a little bit more like Korn to me. I think it's the use of the clean vocals and the like scratchy tracks and shit like that. I think it's actually pretty good, but let's listen to one more. Let's listen to Sliced in the Chamber. And I'll have to kick Louis out of here. Probably. Yeah. You can't meow at me. This part almost sounds like him. It's just very different. See, this part almost sounds like Rotting Christ, kind of. Or something. I don't know, it's giving me a feeling that I've heard something similar before. I don't really like this part though. I will say that I think what's really impressive is the range of his vocal. I think that's really impressive. He almost sounds like Steven Wilson from Porcupine Tree, and then he has this vocal. I really like his harsh vocals a lot, actually. I just don't think it sounds that black metal to me, but maybe it's just inspired by sort of the darkness of, you know, black metal and stuff like that. Really cool kind of echoey slapback thing. It's a very fast echo. It's like, yeah. Oh, blast beat. Okay. All right, so that was Gonemage. I think we'll leave it there. My overall thoughts is that I think it's really interesting music. From the production side of things, there's a lot happening, and I think he's done a really great job of thinking everything out. As far as like the song structures and everything goes, and how these interesting elements kind of come in and out. You've got different guest vocals, you've got different kinds of vocals coming in. There's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. The guitars are really interesting. I like the use of taking away and then bringing things back. I think that it's an interesting listen. Do I hear a lot of black metal? Not really. It doesn't really strike me as a black metal sounding thing, but that doesn't mean it's not good. And actually, I think as far as like the new metal sound goes, I think this is a really interesting and creative way to go about it. I think one of the things that it got a lot of shit for in the beginning is kind of the same thing that like deathcore gets shit for, in that a lot of it ends up sounding the same. And I think a lot of that other stuff is kind of simple. I think Korn's a little simple. I think Limp Bizkit is a little simple. And we could talk about how good of a guitarist Wes Borland is till the day we die. I just don't think that it sounds all that good generally, that style of music. And I think the other thing too is the aesthetics of it are really in contrast to metal in general. The sort of, I don't know, white boy hip hop kind of thing, just, yeah. With this, though, I think this is a really creative way and an interesting way to use those elements in a new way and keep it interesting and keep it, engaging as a listener. Overall, I liked it. I think I will have to check out the album when I've got a second. It's not generally my style of music, as I've mentioned before. I think it is interesting, though. I don't, maybe there's some black metal influence here and there. And I think that's kind of I think it's just an homage to that influence more so than anything else. I think it's just a, alternative metal, new metal release. Like, that's just what it is. And then maybe it has like a sprinkle of black metal here and there. I think it's mostly down to the, they had that blast beat section, they had some trem pick stuff, and the use of sort of extended, like, bar chord, minor chord kind of stuff. I've heard a few of those in there too. But I think what keeps it from truly being black metal is like the atmosphere of it, right? And even like the faster black metal bands, I think, captured a certain atmosphere with it. And I think that is just what's missing on this one. And I think that's why it doesn't really feel like black metal that much to me. But that's going to do it for this video. Check out Gonemage. Like I said, it's interesting. It's different. I think it's good. I think It was surprising to me. But it's not going to be for everyone. So, it is what it is. That was Gonemage. That was Vibes of Steel. Deuce.